ESPN presents the youth of America doing their best on Scholastic Sports America. ESPN Scholastic Sports America is brought to you in part by Kentucky Fried Chicken. We do chicken right. There are rivalries, and then there's Massillon versus Canton McKinley. High school football doesn't get any bigger than this. Every team has one game in a season that stands above the rest. But since 1894, winning this game has been an obsession for generations of players and fans in Northeast Ohio.
I think the rivalry, the Massillon-McKinley rivalry, is unparalleled anywhere in the country. And I think the pros are crying for this type of rivalry, this type of emotion, and the young men that play their football game this Saturday afternoon will play their guts out.
Nothing like it in the world. I mean, for a high school game, I think this is about the best in the country.
Well, it's the most vicious game I've played. I've played 14 games last year, state championship. We lost, but it was by far the most vicious game.
Everyone I've seen and everyone I've been to and the ones I watch on TV, it seems like a blood and guts thing. Everybody's going after each other. After the game, they might be friends, but during the game, they go at it.
It is a lay your heart out on the field and hold nothing back in terms of good, clean, hard football. What it is also, it's a very class affair.
To understand this rivalry, you have to know a little Ohio football history. The Massillon program was built up in the 30s by the legendary Paul Brown, the father of pro football. Since then, other greats have played and coached on both sides. The Tigers and the Bulldogs have combined for 31 state titles.
This will be the 92nd meeting, and I'm sure that woven into that tradition is a lot of fact and a whole lot of fabrication. You know, I'm sure that rumors of 20 years ago are now spoken of as fact today.
Football is obviously serious in these parts, and the week of practice before the game is the most serious of all. This year, McKinley comes in favored and ranked #1 in the region.
Today's not the day to practice mistakes, people.
Go!
We've had a good week of preparation. I think some of the mistakes today were as much a matter of being prepared. You're ready to go. You're ready to play. Good cheer now. Finish strong. Finish strong.
Beat Massillon! Beat Massillon! Beat Massillon! Beat Massillon!
Meanwhile, the Tigers were also all business on the practice field, but it was their song and dance talents that were on display at a pep assembly the day before the game.
During the week of the game, the student body here at Massillon Washington High School is kind of single-minded. You get the idea they want to win this football game, and this hallway is filled with friendly suggestions for the football team. Call it 1,001 ways to beat the Canton McKinley Bulldogs. They range from the pretty straightforward to the slightly more creative. And then, of course, a student named Mongo has a suggestion. He says Isham, and also something in a science motif. Iodize those salty dogs. Or if you want to get a little more creative, you can go for the three-dimensional approach, complete with sound effects. Over at McKinley High School, the pregame hoopla and the spirit is about the same. The only difference is, instead of orange and black, over here it's red and black.
You're supposed to play this game with emotion, and we are going to leave our hearts on on the field at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium.
The McKinley rally ended with a bulldog rap, suggesting new ways to abuse a tiger, which had already been an endangered species in Canton all week. Your prediction?
McKinley's going to win.
What's the score?
27-20.
How are you so sure?
Because we're doggish. We're the dogs. We're going to get nasty.
I don't think it's going to be close. I think we're going to kill them.
But that wasn't the prediction of fans in Massillon, who were busy stocking up for the game at the Tiger store.
Now, besides all the normal Tiger items like jackets and sweatshirts and hats, the Tiger store has a couple of specialty items like Tiger's coin purse, Tiger's pen, Tiger's headband, Jim McMahon's favorite item. There's a Tiger's hand puppet. And for the small Tiger fans, we have little Tiger T-shirts, little socks, and, of course, the Tiger's diapers. There are Tiger's splash guards for your orange pickup truck, Tiger's Christmas ornament, and a Tiger's football helmet, not recommended for actual use on the field. Now, there is one Canton McKinley item in the store, and only one, and that is a Stick It to the Bulldogs dartboard.
Anything you'd want, we have.
What do you sell besides Massillon Tiger things?
Not a thing. All Massillon Tigers.
After buying up every Tiger item in sight, Massillon fans got together for a parade through downtown. When you're this crazy for high school football, even the players' moms are celebrities. Eventually, most of the town ended up at a bonfire in the middle of the baseball field. On the eve of the game, this was one final chance to get fired up.
The town's sort of dead, all year except football season. McKinley week's the craziest.
And the next day, things would get even crazier. Coming up, what all the hoopla is about. Game day. We'll tee it up with Massillon and McKinley. Game day, Massillon and Canton McKinley. For Tiger and Bulldog fans, it's bigger than Christmas and New Year's Day, even Paul Brown's birthday. If you haven't seen these schools play, you may not believe high school football could be like this. Massillon and McKinley have averaged 20,000 fans a game since the 40s.
This is the dividing line of Paul Brown Stadium. On this side of the aisle in section 15, the red and black of McKinley. On this side of the aisle, the orange and black of Massillon. It might be even more intense here than it is on the field.
It's one of the best feelings, in the world to be out there playing in front of all them people. It does feel like you in a big close game and stuff like a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you get the jitters here. As many games as you ever went through, you still get them when you come out here. But
Like what, just butterflies?
Yeah. You get in there and take the first hit, throw that first pass, you'll be all right. You do have to look out for it because if you do get too emotional, it can cause your downfall.
Just kind of games that could happen, you think?
Yes. Some of the guys out there in the line, some of my guys up on the line saying, wait till you get out there. So I know what it's like, but then guys tell me, you got to be there playing it before you realize what it really is all about.
Well, on the field, there's no description. It's just like total, I'm going to kill you or you're going to kill me. It's do whatever you can to win the game.
You give it all, there's nothing left after this game.
For Massillon, a victory is vital to keep alive the Tigers state playoff hopes. The Bulldogs are already in the playoffs, but they'd like to hold on to bragging rights for the third straight year.
There's much more on the line. You have to live with this is my last year. I'll play Massillon. I'll have to live for the rest of my life if I lose.
The Tigers got the ball first, and they came out clawing. Even the mascot, OB-17, is fired up. Lee Hurst kicked 2 field goals for Massillon. The Tigers led 6-0 at halftime. The Bulldogs' normally exciting offense left the field frustrated. But this guy didn't look too concerned. Maybe he knows that McKinley has a history of strong comebacks. The players were calling for a gut check before the second half kickoff.
Make it happen now. 3 teams, 3 teams. 3. Let's go. Come on, kick the jump. Let's go.
As so often happens in emotional games, one play turned the tide. Jeff Richardson took a handoff from Mark Smith and sliced 68 yards for a touchdown. McKinley led 7-6. The Tigers were rattled. 2 plays later, they fumbled, and the Bulldogs' steamroll began. The winner of the game gets possession of this historic bell for 1 year. By the 4th quarter, it was ringing loud and clear on the McKinley sideline.
Canton, McKinley 23, Massillon, Washington 6. The Bulldogs